There we go. Yo, YouTubers. This is Layla. I'm gonna bring to you a moment of a brief discussion. As of right now, I'm not really doing the online multiplayer, and by far, anybody who has who's actually owned the Call of Duty World War II. Just about a few days ago, and I'll explain something here. I had gone to GameStop, but I was close. I was debating on whether or not I should have kept World War II, and I figured maybe there was some kind of redeeming value. Well, when I was at GameStop, there are multiple copies now of World War II on the used game shelf, which I'm not surprised. Being a Call of Duty veteran, being into Call of Duty, and it's true in some of the other videos I've actually watched, a few people like Soldier and a few others, Soldier Thunder, who had streamed earlier videos of Call of Duty being a complete suckfest. A few other people as well on YouTube. And it is official that Call of Duty World War II is the suckiest game that was ever made by Sledgehammer Games. And the reason for this is yesterday I was actually playing. I was in the lobby, and apparently there was problems with the lobby and got kicked out. Earlier today I was doing a few matches, and the sniper rifles now have been somewhat nerfed. And I thought it was a joke watching it on a YouTube video. Well, apparently the sniper rifles, yes, it's 100% true, has been nerfed. Meaning you have to waste about 2 bullets now. If you see with the Lee Enfield, they say to shoot, above the head, you get 1 shot, 1 kill. The sniper rifles now have been nerfed. To now where you have to do 2 hits, you have to waste 2 bullets now to actually kill somebody. And if you want to do a 1 shot, 1 kill, you have to aim for the head. Well, that being said, Call of Duty World War II has been nerfed. I think that everybody would know the light machine gun should be nerfed. I mean, people are bitching about the sniper class being, oh well, we shouldn't have to have it nerfed. And I'm going to point out a key example here. We're not going to go directly into the lobby, but I've noticed a huge comparison between 2 different classes of airborne and mountain. Now, for my mountain class, which is really not funny, and I'm already at well, hold on, where is it? Here it is. See, in my mountain class, my division stats, kills are higher than my DATs, and my kill death ratio is 1.87. That's good, considering the fact, now if I do a comparison between my airborne. Now, I know I've done the rapid fire, full metal jacket, and the scope. Well, so anyways, for my kills, not too much. My accuracy is really piss poor, which too much, actually too much recoil with the PPSH, which, I maxed out the prestige too. Let's see here. The other thing in my division, here we are. See, I don't do very well in the airborne division. I found out that I'm actually better in the sniper class, the mountain class, which I'm almost up to prestige with that. Once I get to 4, this one's a prestige of airborne division. As you could tell, starting over again kind of did suck. I have Prime, which I think my only problem with Prime is that when using Prime, it's good though because it lessens the flinch. I just kind of wish they actually added it into the character so you didn't flinch as much. I mean, Prime's okay, only good for the sniper class. I'm kind of like a love it or leave it, but from the past couple of, I think it's like the past couple of days, I've been noticing that the hitboxes, everything had been going a little wonky. Like I said, the sniping class, they've nerfed it down. I mean, they seriously toned it down. So I'm prestiging. I'm not too sure whether if I'm going to keep continuing on playing Call of Duty because of the fact that it just seems like I excel better in Mountain. But now I'm at that point where, I mean, being a Call of Duty veteran, being I'll show you one of my tags here under dossier and my calling card. Well, of course, these are the operation challenges. I mean, I've unlocked quite a few of them. I've gotten wreckage, which is kind of common. The supply drops weren't too bad. But there's some things here, I mean, I already have, which I think some of it is kind of really, I mean, some of the calling cards are okay. I like some of the animated ones, but there's a few here. I got this one here, which is Hot Shot. That one, I don't remember how I got that. I think that was in my sniper class. So far, I've unlocked mostly everything for the Mountain Division. I got the Lee Infill collections, which is actually the headshot. Oh, that's all fine and good. And then I have ones I did for challenges, which were okay. I've done this one, Double Killer. I've completed the challenges on that. I've done Heartbreaker. You know, pretty much whatever I have here unlocked, I've done. You know, in a key aspect of everything, and this kind of goes back to what I said about this game, I think the maps are, and anybody would actually agree with me on this, and even the Call of Duty veterans, that some who are still playing, or some that haven't, or some that actually, sorry, some that haven't played or have played, and some that did play it and quit because the maps are too small. Some of the Call of Duty veterans would agree with this, that the maps, mostly all the maps suck. Creatine is one of the worst. I couldn't get my my download content for it. It was a pre-order game I got from GameStop, and apparently they tell you to go on the Call of Duty website, and there's nothing known about putting out your, you can't put your download code in on the website, and there's been issues there. I tried it in the PlayStation Store, still nothing, and it won't give me the DLC map. So I'm happy I didn't get it, the 10th map. I'm happy I didn't download it because I heard the 10th map really did suck. A lot of donkey balls. And apparently, as far as everything else, I mean, Call of Duty to me, and this kind of goes back to what the veterans would say, the same thing, the Call of Duty veterans. It's not the Call of Duty that some of us veterans know and love, and I couldn't do the story mode. I really could not finish it through. The story mode was complete, utter garbage. A lot of the maps on this is just complete, utter garbage. There's just things that sometimes you kind of wish you wish you could just really not even, partake. I mean, I think, to be honest, the other thing is too, while I'm at it about this kind of sucking, is the ranked match, which I actually tried for the first time, but I realized I didn't like it, and it took me about 5 seconds after my first death, and I just said, you know what, the ranked match is a joke. Pretty much anything like the war ranked match. The only game I'll actually play on this, and I hate to say it, is just domination. But as of lately, trying to do all the challenges and stuff, for the Lee field, it's becoming monotonous. And I think what Sledgehammer Games, they need to do is they need to, I think Sledgehammer Games really needs to come up with a wider range of maps for their game. Because a lot of times, if you make a small map, like for an example, when Modern Warfare came out, the first one, the original, some of those maps were small. I would say about like half of them. But then when you bought the DLC, the maps were a little bit bigger, but not by much. And my personal take and my personal feelings have been that of, well, we don't want to make the maps any bigger. See, I have an issue with the rotation with Treyarch. Well, not with Treyarch, but I have an issue with Sledgehammer Games. And Treyarch actually does better at making Call of Duty than Activision and Sledgehammer Games. And I wish that Treyarch had kept that going more than... See, Sledgehammer really and truthfully has no business of making a game which was kind of slapped together. And I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to go into a special match, my own custom match, and I will show you exactly how bad this is. I'm going to just I'll pick any map if I so choose want to, but this is not something, I'm just going to use actually bots for this. I'm kind of getting a little tired of doing the whatchamacallit. We can do regular for bot. So we'll do 6 and 6. I'd probably do, well, friendly 6, enemy 6. Well, wait a minute. Me including myself, so that's really going to be 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm setting up a very an interesting match, and let's see, difficulty regular, yeah, so we'll do regular on all that. So let's see if I remember how to do this right. So we go back, whatever that is, Codcaster, I have no idea. Oh, okay, never mind. So anyways, I am going to show what I'm talking about as far as things going for the game. Like I said, domination, but this is a game I'm just going to do on my own accord. Try to give you exactly how small the maps are. I do not like any of the maps, so actually, as a matter of fact, you know what? I'll make it to the point where I just do it, and let's just auto assign for an example. There we go. And I'll start match, and I'll show you exactly, for my character alone, this is where it got really bad. I think this was more default on my end. I don't know what if it was or wasn't. But, like, Point Du Hoc, for an example. I've also noticed it with going against actual live people versus bots, that the connection quality of the game itself is pretty much piss poor. And I'm just going to run it with a bot, so this is not going to be like I'm going against an actual people. Apparently, this is what kind of bothers me just a little bit, but I'll probably go with the Mountain Division.
Domination.
Oh wait. Oh, you know what, fuck it. So what I'm doing is right now, I'm gonna go and show you exactly how bad the gaming is, the connection. Now, Fox Chase, it's the bot, so obviously it's nothing new. See, now this is not an issue with me fighting bots. However, when you fight, or when you kill other people online, you're really not getting the full...
Capturing Charlie.
See, the bots are a little bit more, they play fair. But, however, when people actually play Call of Duty, they kind of pretend it's Halo by doing this stupid jumping around and shit. Which, to me, is like, you know, if you're gonna play Halo, just get a fucking 360 or something, or an Xbox One, because usually anybody who plays Call of Duty and jumps around thinking that it's Halo, you got another thing coming. See, my back years ago, my best friend, we used to play a lot of good Modern Warfare, but you know, he hasn't. Well, he passed on a few years ago, but what I mean by a sucky game, anyways, is just the fact that the maps, like this map, is kind of stomachable. Other times it's not. So I kind of tend to see it differently. Yeah, see, like, normally I just use the, this weapon here to XP it. I'm not a really huge, like I said, just something like this I don't play very much often anymore. I have actually retired from Call of Duty. After when Black Ops 1 was, or not Black Ops 1, when Black Ops 2 was actually made, I decided to not do any more Call of Duty. But like I said, this is not one of my favorite maps. Even if I am stomaching the crapness of the game.
Baker's lost.
But I play legit, I play fair, but I don't like the idea that that when people start doing Halo shit, it kind of makes me wonder about their actual gameplay. And when that happens, that normally never ends out very well. Oh shit. Yeah, see that? Now this is where it gets really bad. I can only use the pistol for the XP on my character. However, with that being said, you know, I can use a sniper rifle if I so choose to. But see, the PPSH is pretty good. I just don't know why certain things like this is like really even like remotely necessary at sometimes. Like this is like kind of, this map's okay, but it's just too many flanking points. And when you get to that too many flanking points, it kind of ruins the fun. Most people I've known who've actually played it, who don't really get, who really don't even get to play this anymore because it got ruined. You know, their fun of Call of Duty is gone, and you know, mine, my whole thing with Call of Duty is being a veteran prior to all that is not like something I can really get into. But I do remember this back years ago when you had the whole training thing, when you start doing shit like this. But having me doing this thing with the bots, I mean, the map's okay, but I just, like I said, too many flanking points, too many things like that don't belong. Well, the airplane is understandable. The radar towers are fine, just nothing of the ordinary. That I generally don't tend to play with, like, anything that's probably less than mediocre. I know I'm starting to get into that point now in my life where, you know, I'm getting too old to actually play Call of Duty, and I'm seeing it more that when game companies make a game, they don't realize that Call of Duty has become more of a kid's game than if you were to play Battlefield, which is fine. You know, like, Battlefield is actually more for, like, people who are generally more into the whole, you know, they want to see the more than just, okay, well, we just want to make it, you know, realistic. But in the truth and grand scheme of things, you know, if you served in, like my uncle many years ago, who served in World War II, you never, a lot of flaws, like, you never really were able to talk unless if you really truly, ooh, that's cute, oh, you know, for the longest of time I've actually been knocking on this gun, which is kind of a huge disappointment, but I guess I can take it up really good. Whoa, what the hell?
They're taking Able! They're capturing Baker!
See, now this is where it gets interesting. Now they can start flanking. However, okay, why did I not switch that time?
They're taking Able! Baker's overrun.
I'm not crazy about the whole strafing thing, but I guess I could deal with it for a little bit. Like I said, this is nothing too good or interesting on that. So I'm trying to look at what, you know, what they could actually do better with this map. I mean, my team's losing, but that's not the point. I mean, I thought about doing team deathmatch and shit, but I'm just trying to make an example that, you know, most Call of Duty games I remember back in the day weren't as, well, kind of like on the crap side of things.
Baker's overrun.
Oh shit, I'm gonna get blown up.
Closing with Charlie. Charlie is out.
Well, hello, asshole. Anyways, it's pretty much is what I feel. I mean, this is like really unnecessary. As far as that going and shit. Just trying to get an idea to,
You lost A.
you know, it is what it is. Oh shit. Dumbass, it's me. Oh, he was shooting down there.
Capturing Baker.
So now, me being a mischievous one, I know I would use my mountain division, but apparently I'm kind of using a very interesting gun that I should probably reconsider using for my airborne class for multiplayer. But then at the point right now, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not really too much, you know, I'm very picky nowadays, you know, when it comes to the maps, because the maps don't do anything for me. I've lost interest really full of Call of Duty. And be as it may, it's always been like a problem for me of actually just even playing it, you know. I'm playing this on the regular difficulty and I'm not having any problems. Oh, bitch, where'd you go? So now I'm starting to.
Recon bombing mission ready. Recon flight concluded.
Okay, well that's alright, because I got the Ajon bomb. See, I don't like that kill streak. They should just make it where... That's one thing I don't like, is like, you gotta do that control manual thing with the Ajon bomb. Or Ajon bomb, whatever they call it. They need to, I think that should be done automatically. I think that's a joke to fucking really do anything with. And of course, trying to get to the spot I need to get to is not going to help any. So, as you can tell, this is one of the flaws I hate about the kill streaks. I think it's really a joke. I think the Ajon bomb, it should be automatic. You shouldn't be deploying it yourself, which I think is it's disgusting that they did it that way. Artillery strike is one thing, but dropping bombs and shit is just kind of like, okay, you know, that's all fine and good. However, I wouldn't really recommend. I mean, if some people are wondering if this game is worth it to buy, it's not worth it. It's really the game itself is not even worth the money. And if you did pre-order it, and everybody knows if you had pre-ordered it, the creatine map sucks major ass. As far as that goes, you know, there's not much to really say or do about it. So, I'm going to do this. It doesn't really matter because airborne. See, I already got the prestige thing. The MP40, was it the MP40? Yeah, see, I have this already unlocked, but that's the M29. I can't remember which gun it was I was using that kind of kicked ass. I think it was this one, the MG15, which kind of did kick ass, you know, in the game itself. I believe that's the one. Yeah, this is the one. Which the light machine gun, they actually did overpower just a slight. Not worrying it too much because let me see what this is here. No name or reticle color change when enemies aim at you. Bonus, killed enemy death locations hidden. Heh. Oh, really? Cool. I'll have to remember that next time. So pretty much that's pretty much everything. Okay, so in this is kind of like, okay, it unlocks everything, but the leveling system is a joke. The leveling system's a joke. The XP takes a little longer. I just think that they could have done better. I mean, hell. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't need to use primed. You know what? I'm just going to stay with the espionage. See, like right here, it's airborne, which obviously it's already unlocked, but, you know, whatever. So, I'll do another map to prove a case in point that, which most people would agree, if I end up doing another map, it's gonna be, let's do an auto assign and see what we get for allies. Let me here. Let's get rid of Point Du Hoc. A perfect example. I can actually do this. I mean, the USS Texas, for one, is very... It's my favorite map, but there are problems with it. So... Well, favorite map, but it's a little small, if that makes any sense. I should have clarified that. This is by far the worst map, and I have issues with this, and I'll show you why. So, I know I'm gonna have to burst bubbles here and say that just for the sake of it, I'm gonna start the match. I'm gonna run with my airborne division with the gun I have equipped. Most people would disagree with it. Most people would not really run an SMG or an LMG, but I have to burst the bubble here because I've heard numerous stories you can, you can't. So we're gonna find out exactly what the real truth is. If that's the case, I know some of the people would not really like the idea of me running this type of gun on this map, but we're gonna find out if it's really what it is true is true.
Domination.
See how badly played out this is, but like I said, a lot of this is okay. But as far as like being on top of the cannon itself, the Leopard, normally you've got very little sniping. I mean, you can snipe from it, but your sniping wouldn't be that good. And that whole thing about the one, you know, the first kill, first death is, you know, that does happen. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, but in the reality of it, yeah, see, like I said, this is like, a lot of this setup with this map is totally wrong. And it just doesn't make sense. Why would they actually make such a condensed map?
They're capturing it.
Well, it's like I said, Sledgehammer Games has a tendency to make games where they should be making... Sledgehammer Games should not be making games involving first-person shooters, which I think is like really... Which I think is really god-awful. I just don't like this whole setup. Like, for an example, you know, you have so much shit here open, you have more flank points. I think Sledgehammer Games was just too fucking lazy to realize maybe they should have not taken a contract deal. But then again, you know, any gaming company who's fucking lacking the imagination or doesn't know the facts of World War II and how it was really portrayed as, then there's problems. You know, that's when you start seeing the actual problems. You start seeing the, I don't know what this fucking bot's doing. I mean, seriously, look at this. You're just sitting there like a retard. I mean... this flag was already captured. I mean, why are you sitting there like a retard with Down syndrome? Sorry if anybody who's who's got a disability, but it just looks so stupid. Oh, I'm just gonna sit here and just wait for the flag and everything to kind of like spawn, you know, to be taken over. It's like it's already been taken over. Oh, what the fuck? Of course, you know, at times I get a little trigger happy, but you know what? It is what it is. Normally I don't generally tend to doing anything that's oh, I'm actually loving this gun. It's a shame I don't use it though. And of course I have to reload during the time. I should have realized that. See, look at this guy. He's still crouching. I mean, of course it's a bot, but that's not the point. You know, you're gonna still do that. And the other thing is too is I got a little bit pissed off because fucking had some issues in the past. Whoa. You know, with my luck, I've just seen that coming. Of course, bad time to reload.
Capturing Baker.
Capturing.
Baker is ours.
Alright, so now... this is the only part I hate about this.
Care package on the way. Protect the drop zone.
So, doing this with bots, it's kind of like...
Taking Baker.
Oh dear. Am I the only one here?
Baker's overrun. Counter recon
Okay,
airborne.
well...
Engaging enemy aircraft.
See,
Good work. Rest up for the next push.
you know, of course it goes into halftime, which it isn't too bad. However, of course, it's a slow motion thing for bots, but that's not the point.
Domination. Take control.
So now I'm just doing this for fun, just trying to get
Take position. Capturing Charlie.
a normal feel. Considering the fact that I'm not really crazy about
Enemy has Able.
certain maps of the game. I'm very picky, but it just nowadays people just learn how to cheese that shit. And I don't know what the fuck just happened. Oh.
Enemy
Really?
has Baker.
Front of the ghost dog!
Securing Baker. B captured. Near the farm.
Back into the ghost dog!
So let's see. Yeah, there's some things that don't belong, like this truck here on the track doesn't do anything.
They're capturing Charlie.
So, what I'm gonna
They're
do
capturing Charlie.
is be a bitch.
Charlie is lost.
Of course, I'm the one by myself here capturing A. Just kind of wish it was a joint effort
Recon
between...
aircraft ready. Able is ours. Recon searching for targets.
So now, just doing all this, kind of getting my feet wet back again, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm still not really happy with the development of this particular game. Really, it's really sad. It's really disheartening. I don't normally do this. I don't normally go against bots, but in some instances, it is kind of good, but sometimes it's kind of bad. So I'm not really
reserve. Stop their resupply.
I'm really not 100% sure. I'm kind of mixed if I want to get rid of it. There's been a lot of debating whether if I wanted to keep the game or not. Like I said, the maps are small. Certain things, certain elements do and don't belong. That's pretty much it. I can't think of anything else that could be the epitome of why Sledgehammer Games could end up falling under its own failed attempts, which is kind of where I think it's going to be going. Oh, you suck. But the whole thing is, like, this Gustav cannon, this thing doesn't belong. I think that they could have done something a little bit better. Probably, like, maybe they should have, like, I don't know. I mean, there are things that don't add up as far as game goes, and as far as, I mean, the gameplay, the guns, they still need to be fixed. There's a lot of other things that I still wish they kind of, like, actually fixed at some point, rather than trying to... Well, like, all this here is just kind of, like, really not necessary. I just wish Sledgehammer... What I mean is, like, I wish Sledgehammer can actually work on a better Call of Duty game, because you're gonna lose a lot more people, sales, everything. As you can tell, it just really, this is really so sickening to my stomach. I just feel like sometimes I throw up in my mouth when I actually, I don't know. I just, uh-oh. Well, this don't help.
Taking Charlie.
Oh, you bitch. Fuck off.
Taking Charlie. All positions secure. Carry the day.
So, anyways, just to make it short, you know, most of these maps are small, but would I ever reconsidering? I mean, maybe. Do I feel like I want to reconsider? That's another story. That's not the point. See, the funny thing is, at least the bots have a little bit more. I mean, the bots are. This is on a normal bot mode. And when people start playing on certain aspects of the games, it's kind of like, okay, so now do you. You know, now when you play a multiplayer, now. People cheese the shit out of it. They really do. But. You know, that's just the way how these COD cocksuckers want to play the suckiest game that Sledgehammer ever made. You know, I'm over my 30 minutes on my broadcasting today, but I just want to put it out there that the graphics, the layouts, everything in this game, the story mode sucks. The zombies are okay. The what is it? The story mode sucks, zombies okay, the multiplayer sucks hardcore dick. I kind of wish, you know, I wish I could give a better review about this game, and, you know, and I'm sorry I had to speak the truth about it, but the game sucks average, you know, the game sucks all in all. And, I can't stress in how bad Sledgehammer Games has been so desperate to push this game out, slap it together like it was fucking Elmer's glue and popsicle sticks. That's just how I feel about it. There's nothing else good about the game. Very bad gameplay. Servers, everything crashing, and if the supply drops, they still suck. Predatory as it may be, look what happened to Battlefront 2. I don't want to talk about this, but EA, they were fucking desperate as hell. And when you start paying like additional for like the season pass, your COD points, that's the predatory shit that's gonna get Sledgehammer Games into a lot of trouble, the same way this shit is going on with EA Sports. I've said my piece on that. If you happen to like this video and subscribe, please feel free to leave a comment below in the sections. Please tell me anything that you've had bad experiences with Call of Duty besides the hitboxes. I mean, I've heard people about the hitboxes, but if you have like other things you'd like to share on my channel, as far as, you know, the hitboxes, or if you've had difficulties with signing in, or having difficulties with updates, or having any type of difficulty with the game in general, please leave a comment below, or even, like, you know, at least share your input about anything that you've noticed that you don't like about the game yourself. Till then, this is Layla signing out, and looking forward to posting up more videos, and peace.